look at it. I'll move back slowly.
Hey, I'm Quinn, and I'm gonna tell you a story. So, my astronomy TA was incredibly cute. Smart, funny, beautiful. It was a little bit awkward for me, because she's my TA, and I didn't know exactly what to do. But eventually, about 2/3 of the way through the semester, I had this soap opera moment. I will have you astronomy lab TA. From then on, it was going to happen. I just had to figure out how to let her know that it was going to happen. That was all that stood between it. I don't even like that line, so we'll take it out. We'll keep it out. We'll keep it out. Where was I? I just had to figure out how to let her know. Asking a TA on a date is really kind of weird. How do you do it? Like, I wasn't going to just, in the middle of lab, be like, excuse me, but do you want to get some coffee right now? I also considered that I would just drag out my lab forever so that I would be the last one out. The problem with that is I'm normally the first person out. I was too good. It would just have been too suspicious. She would have known something was wrong. So that was out. What I eventually decided is that I would go outside the classroom and wait just a little ways away until she left. And then I would go ask her on her own. Alright, I had a plan. I was ready. The day of, I went into the lab, I finished the lab, and I walked out. And I realized I had not at all thought about where I was going to stick around. And there wasn't really a good spot. You see, I had to be close enough that I would see her leave, but I didn't want to be so close that she would actually see me through the door. So the only spot that really met its qualifications was squeezed between a vending machine and the wall. I grew up on romantic comedies. This will be cute, I said. It is a test. So I squeezed in between the vending machine and I waited. And I waited for about 30 minutes. And then, around the corner comes this sorority girl. And she sees me and completely screams. Do not put that in there. And she just screams at the top of her lungs. I was terrified that it was going to be so loud that the astronomy TA would actually come out and check on us. But thankfully that didn't happen. But I still, I was trying to calm this girl down. Calm down, it's all right. And she was still kind of freaking out, but she's getting a little bit below 90 decibels. She goes, like, what are you doing here? I say, well, I'm just waiting on someone. And she's like, who are you waiting on? And why are you doing it between a vending machine? These are actually, they were very good questions, and I didn't want to answer them. So I thought up a lie, and I thought it up quick. I thought it was pretty effective and pretty slick. Well, you see, I said, I'm part of the new Student Health and Wellness Club, and what I'm doing is I'm sitting here beside the vending machine waiting for someone to come, get like a Dr. Pepper or something, and then I could be like, well, hey, hadn't you thought maybe you should get a Diet Coke instead? And she just was like, aren't they both terrible for you? She was right. I was not expecting this level of scrutiny, but I had to go with it. So I'm like, well, that's a pretty common misconception, but actually the diet's a little bit better for you. But I mean, we just want people to really start thinking about their options before they go full in. And I could tell that she wasn't really convinced by my arguments, so I had to do something. And in a flash of inspiration, I remembered one of my gifts from the dentist, and I had it in my backpack. So I reached down, and I pulled it out. Here, do you want a toothbrush? This toothbrush was 3 months old. It had been sitting in my backpack the entire 3 months. It looked horrible. I hadn't done anything to it, but it was grimy, gnarly, nasty. I wouldn't have wanted to brush my teeth with it. She certainly didn't want to. She thought I was a serial killer. Could see it in her eyes. And she just goes, thanks, but no thanks, and runs. Needless to say, my confidence was completely shattered at this point. Eventually, I pulled myself together and managed to eventually go and ask the astronomy TA on a date. And she said she was seeing someone, and she was real nice about it, but didn't work out. I was kind of bummed out about it, and so, without even thinking about it, I turned around, went into the vending machine, and got a Dr. Pepper. Alright, that's my story. Thank you for watching.